is lead over the top of the EFL League 2 as Harrogate now reign supreme. But will they be there after the next round of matches? We'll get into it next. Once again, with a prediction video today, we're looking forward to match day number 7 over in the EFL League 2, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button to get you bang up to date with all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here. And no one, Rooski, that's right, boys and girls, of course. Yes, looking forward to match number 7, as of course Harrogate lead the charge with 13 points from the first 15 games. They also have a game in hand. Of course, 15 points available, that's what I was trying to say. But of course, very, very good start to the season for Harrogate. Of course, only new to the division from last year. Can they be in it in the deep end? Of course, we'll take a look at that in just a second. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are my brother from another mother, my best mates for life. It is the Patreons. I do appreciate love. And if you are interested in helping out the channel, check out the link down below from patreon.com/Roverseas. From as little to as much as you like. Check it all out. We're going to revamp the Patreon over the next week. Well, not week. Over the next month. Of course, we're going to get into it and, of course, provide a lot of new content for you guys, exclusive bits and pieces. So get into it and check it all out. So here we go then, boys and girls. Let's have a look back at the games that did take place last weekend. Of course, some good results for some teams, some, of course, struggling. Here we go. Bradford against Walsall, 1-1 draw in the end. A bit of a couple of drop points there for Bradford, and a big weekend up ahead for them this time around. 2-0 win was my pick. Bristol Rovers against Crawley was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers. Called it, boys. Absolutely called it. And finally, Bristol Rovers are moving in the right direction. A couple of wins under their wings, and of course now moving in the right direction. Carlisle against Salford ended up as a 2-1 win for Carlisle. I called that one as well. Colchester United against Sutton was postponed. Can't know, COVID, something like that, I don't know. We'll have to play that game another time. Exeter City against the Vegans, of course, ended up as a 0-0 draw. I actually went with a 2-0 win for Exeter. I didn't think Vegans would get this one, and of course I was right in that regard, but of course didn't get the result. Meanwhile, Stevenage against Swindon Town was a 1-1 draw. Went with a 2-1 win myself for Swindon. Mansfield Town against Harrogate Town, of course, ended up as a 3-1 win going in favour of Harrogate. Big win on the road for them as well, massive, against Mansfield, who consider themselves playoff contenders, you would think. Newport County against Leyton. Orient was a 2-2 draw, and that one with a 2-1 win myself for Newport County. Shame on me. Northampton Town against Scunthorpe was a 2-0 win for Northampton. Went with a 1-0 win myself. Northampton doing pretty well for themselves now, up to 5th in the table. Meanwhile, Oldham, they lost to Barrow. I think they've lost their manager as well on this one. Keith Curl gone. I think now they're looking at Caldwell or something like that. It's not the manager's fault. It's the bloody atmosphere. I think the atmosphere at Oldham must be toxic. They go through their bloody managers like I go through hot dinners at the moment. Absolutely insane. Port Vale against Rochdale was a 3-2 win for Rochdale. Another 2-1 win for Port Vale. Rochdale doing okay, I think, in mid-table. And Tranmere, of course, back to winning ways over Hartlepool. And again, get their season back on track as well. As you can see, did pretty shitty. They got 4 out of 11 there, something like that. So not great. This is the table at the moment. Harrogate lead the charge. Of course, Forest Green Rovers are level on points. But of course, play the game more. Of course, Bradford not too far away either in consideration as well. Swindon, Sutton and Northampton Town up there in the top 5. Who's at the bottom there? Sorry, Sutton are in a bit of trouble. Still got a couple of games in hand. Oldham is also in trouble. They could go down this season if things are playing out the way they are. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the leaderboard for the Prediction League. Here it is for this week. And this week, Imperium Jack. Imperium Jack, well done to you. Of course, do I have some naming and shaming on this one? I do have a naming and shaming on this one. Let's scoot this guy over here. We do not tolerate cheating now, of course, and there's timestamps available for you guys for whenever you do put your predictions in. So this guy thought he was quick and savvy. Yusuf the Goat. That's right. We're naming and shaming you, brother, and your scores have not been counted because you submitted them after the fact. Of course, these are, what was that, the 5th? That was on Sunday. That was on the bloody Sunday. Look at that. That's Sunday. The games were on Saturday, mate. The games were on bloody Saturday. You decided to put them in on Sunday. How bloody thick? How thick do you think I am, Sunshine? Of course, you're going to get named and shamed. I'm not going to ban you from it, but of course I'm not adding these scores in it because they are late. They are late. They're over a day late, mates. They're over a day late. So don't be trying to be Mr. Cheeky Pants coming here and of course try to put your picks in after the fact. Get them in on time, early, preferably. And of course I won't name and shame you again. So Yusuf the Goat, you've been shamed. You've been shamed. Anyway, of course these guys, of course, were legit. Coming in there with 6. If you're going to cheat, and you don't want to be caught out, I'm not trying to give anyone any advice on cheating. You don't put your thing. You don't go all of them right, or like a shit ton load of them right. then it's kind of, there's a couple of flags that get brought out. But anyway, these are the situations for this week and this week alone. How about the overall kingpins at the moment? Well, here they come at you. At the moment, it's Gaming, Charlie running away with it, 29 points so far. Yanni Bustler not too far away. Gareth Nicholson not too far. Alex well as well. James BCFC are great. Luke NTFC is also up there in the top 5. It is nice and tight, and we do like to see that. We don't want a one-horse race. Where's Russell Frost? Where's the Frosty Meister? There he is. I think he had the day off. I think he must have had the whole weekend off. But anyway, there he is. Of course, situations are right there. Of course, let's take a look at, of course, the link if you want to get involved. It is free to enter. Still plenty of time to get involved. People do take days off, and of course, you could get in there. You could cause a name for yourself, create a name for yourself, like these guys have been here a couple of seasons now with me. So I do appreciate the support and, of course, the longevity with you guys. Again, just get involved. Get involved. Anyway, here we go then. Shall we take a look at the next round of matches? Okay, let's jump in the deep end and have a little look ski. I'm trying to get my shit in order here. So here we go. Kicking all off with Barrow up against Colchester United. Hopefully this thing will fire up. There we go. Plays the 2 times since 2020. 2 draws out of 2. These two sides kind of pretty separated, of course. Both of them were last season. Last time around at Colchester was a 1-1 draw, of course. Barrow coming into this on the back of a good win against Oldham on the road. 3-0 win for them. Meanwhile, Colchester coming to this on the back of a loss against Gillingham in the Football League Trophy, whatever that Mickey Mouse competition, whatever it is. Prior to that, they drew with Rochdale as well. They've actually been on a nice little run at the moment, Colchester. Just 1 defeat in the past 4 games, of course, and that 1 defeat was in the Football League Trophy. Do have odds on this one. We have even Stevenage for Barrow, 40-5 is your Colchester, and 9-4 is your draw. I'm going to go with Barrow on this one. I think they've convinced me that they might not be relegation fodder. They might actually be mid-table team at the moment. Of course, Mark Cooper doing a fantastic job for the moment. Of course, Hayden Mullins still got a lot of work to do as well. Kicking off forward, we have Crawley up against Carlisle. That game actually was going to take place on Friday. This coming Friday. Also on Friday is this one. Is that right? No, it's not. It's not. Crawley up against Carlisle. Played 18 times since 2004. 2 was for Crawley, 10 was for Carlisle, and 6 draws. The biggest win for Crawley over Carlisle was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other was a 3-0 win. Last time played, of course, over in Crawley was a 3-0 win for Carlisle. They've actually won. They're actually unbeaten against Crawley for a long time. I think the last time they lost to Crawley, I'm scratching it all the way back in 2012. In League One it was, in Carlisle, should I say. So Carlisle like playing Crawley. They haven't lost against them in a while. They've actually won 4 of the past 5. Drawn a couple of them as well. Actually won 5 of the past 6, should I say. They'll fancy the chances again at this one at on the road. 8-5 is your Crawley on this one. 17-10 is your Carlisle. 11-5 is your draw. I think I've gone with a draw on this one myself. Again, Crawley will not be happy with that one. Of course, they want to break their hoodoo on that and, of course, change things up a bit. Next up, we have Walsall up against Mansfield Town, also on this coming Saturday. Computer, what's going on here? Think about it. Thinking about it. Are you thinking about it, Crawley, or you're not? Maybe I didn't click it hard enough. There you go. Played the 6 times 2006, 2 wins for Mansfield, 1 win for Walsall, and 3 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Walsall over Mansfield was a 4-0 win. The biggest win there was a 2-1 win. Of course, coming into this last time around, Walsall against Bradford ended up a 1-1 draw back in February 2021. Walsall haven't beaten Mansfield since 2006 in League 2 over in Walsall as well. They're coming to this on the back of a draw against Bradford. Meanwhile, Mansfield coming to this on the back of that loss to Harrogate in the other day. Of course, the odds on this one, what do we have at the odds? We have Walsall 2-1 for the victory, 13-10 is your Mansfield. Of course, 23-10 is your draw. I think I've still gone with Mansfield on this one. No, I've gone with Walsall. They might be a bit of an awkward team now. They might have got a bit of form together and, of course, starting to get the results, put them in the right side of the table, of course, instead of the bottom end. Let's kick it off further then, shall we? What have we got going on? We've got Forest Green Rovers. It's them pesky vegans up against Northampton Town. That's right. Let's take a look at this one. Then shall we? The 5 times since 2010. 1 win for Forest Green, 4 wins for Northampton Town, and no draws. The biggest win for Forest Green was a 2-1 win. The biggest win there was a 3-0 win. Last round, of course, over in Forest Green was a 4-2 win for Northampton. That was an EFL Trophy back in August this year, of course. Must have been pre-start of the season, or I don't know. It was during the season, of course. So they already played each other once, and of course Northampton came out on top. They also played each other last time round in League 2. Was a 2-1 win for Forest Green. They've actually lost just the 1 time in the past 5 against Forest Green. So Northampton like playing against Forest Green. They come to this on the back of a 2-0 win against Scunthorpe. Forest Green coming to this on the back of the draw against Exeter. I do have the odds of 2019 on. The Forest Green are your favourites. 5-2 is your draw. 14-5 is your Northampton Town. I think I've gone with Forest Green. Yes, they are tip at the top of the table. Of course, hopefully they're going to get back to winning ways and maybe get themselves in contention for a realistic shot at promotion, not playoffs but promotion. Of course, Harrogate, of course, current leaders up against Newport County. This match on place on Friday as well. Played the 2 times in 2021 win apiece, and of course they both like wearing yellow. Heading into this one, last time around over in Harrogate was a 2-1 win for Harrogate. That was back in January 2021. Coming into this, Harrogate beat Mansfield last round. They also beat Mansfield in the Football League trophy. So they've actually got back-to-back wins against Mansfield and back-to-back 3-1 wins as well. Is that correct? Am I looking at that right? Meanwhile, of course, heading into Notts County Committees on a good couple of games as well, beating Plymouth. The Football League trophy, and also a bit of drawing with Leyton Orient last round. The odds on this one: 21-20 is your Harrogate, 12-5 is your draw, 5-2 is your away win. That's Newport County on this. I'm going to go with the Newport County to lose, so Harrogate to win to continue their fantastic start to the campaign. Next up we have Hartlepool, struggling in the minute, of course, a little bit against Bristol Rovers, who are starting to find their mojo. Played 16 times in 2002, 4 wins for Hartlepool, 7 wins for Bristol Rovers, and 5 draws. The biggest win for Hartlepool was a 4-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-1 win. Last time around, of course, in Hartlepool was a 3-0 win for Bristol Rovers back in September 2015. They actually won 3 in the bouts. Scrap that, they've only won 2 of the bouts, of course. Just 1 loss, though, at the past 2, 4, 6. So 1 loss for Bristol Rovers over Hartlepool, stretching back to 2010. Of course, Bristol Rovers coming to this, not bad run of form. Actually, unbeaten the last 3. Actually, just 1 defeat the past 5 for them. Of course, that 1 defeat was against Exeter. Meanwhile, Hartlepool coming to this on the back of a loss against Tranmere. Also lost against Carlisle in the Football League trophy as well. Prior to that, they won back-to-back wins. So they started off okay. Have gone off on a little bit of a dip at the moment. 20. What do we look at? 21-20 is your Hartlepool. 23-10 is your draw. 13-5 is your Bristol Rovers. So the hosts are your favourites still on this one, but not for me. I'm going to go with Bristol Rovers on this one. I believe in the Barton. Eventually, he'll get that right in the end. Next up, we have Leyton Orient taking on, of course, Oldham. Let's take a look at this badger then, shall we? Of course, play each other how many times? 24 times. I think Oldham still have Keith Curl as your manager, but of course, they might be looking elsewhere. 24 times, 8 wins for Leyton Orient, 7 wins for Oldham, and 9 draws. The biggest win for Leyton Orient over Oldham was a 3-0 win. The biggest win was a 4-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Brisbane Road was a 2-1 win for Leyton Orient back in March 2021. They've actually got back-to-back wins against Oldham. In fact, they're unbeaten the last 5 against Oldham, stretching all the way back to 2015. Leyton Orient coming to this on the back of a couple of games. Of course, they drew with Newport County. They also beat Bradford a couple of games back. Oldham coming to this, picking up a win against Sutton. Also followed that up with a win against Salford in the Football League trophy. However, they did lose to Barrow in the league, which is probably the most important thing. And getting some points under the wings. 4-3 on is your Leyton Orient Red Hot Favourites. 5-2 is your 7-2 is your Oldham. They're in trouble right now. I do think they'll lose this one as well. 2-0 win to take Leyton Orient to the 3-pointer. Next up, of course, Rochdale. They're going to be going up against Tranmere in a Northwest Crunch clash. These two sides have played each other 7 times in 2005. 3 wins for Rochdale, 2 for Tranmere, 2 draws. The biggest win for Rochdale over Tranmere was a 3-1 win. The biggest win there is a 2-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Rochdale, Scotland, of course, was a 2-0 win for Tranmere back in March 2012. Goodness gracious me, they've actually won 3 in the bouts though, including a friendly, so there's not clout there. And in fact, they're unbeaten. They're unbeaten against Rochdale in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. Scrap that, 1 loss out of 6 matches heading into this. So Rochdale, not too shabby against Tranmere, of course, heading into this on the back of wins against Liverpool under-23s in the old Football League trophy, also picking up a win against Port Vale as well, so not too shabby. Rochdale actually on a good bit of form at the moment. Their last defeat was against Forest Green all the way back at the start of August. Meanwhile, Tranmere come to this on the back of a win against Hartlepool. They did lose to Scunthorpe not too long ago, so yeah, could be a tight game this one. Could go either way. 23-20 is your host, 12-5 is your away win, 9-4 is your draw. I think I might have gone with the draw. That's right, 1-1 in the end. Next up, of course, we have Salford. It's the Team GB derby. Of course, Gary Bowie has managed both of these two sides in his managerial tenure. I'm trying to find it. There we go. But of course, he will host his old club, Bradford City, this coming weekend. Played the 4 times in 2019, 3 wins and a 3 for Bradford. Of course, just 1 draw as well. The biggest win for Salford over Bradford was a 3-0 win, but they come into just 1 win in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, Bradford come into this without a win in 3, so not great form for either two sides. Last round, of course, over in Salford was a 3-0 win for Salford. That's back in November 2020, that's right. Of course, heading into this Bradford, of course, on the back of a draw against Walsall. Prior to that, they did lose to Lincoln in the Football League trophy. And of course, way back when, they did lose to Leyton Orient as well. So they haven't won since 21st of August. Salford coming to this on the back of back-to-back losses against Carlisle and Oldham. They did pick up a win against Newport County, which of course was a big one in the end. Of course, the odds on this one, what do we have? We have 65 is your Salford, 23-10 is your away win, 94 is your draw. I'm back in the Bradford at the moment, 2-1 win in the end. Salford looking a little bit wobbly and they could be in a bit of trouble. And of course, Team GB could also be in trouble themselves. Next, of course, I don't want it myself. Next, of course, we have Scunthorpe United taking on Exeter City, of course, locking horns this coming weekend. Played 8 times to 2003. 4 wins for Exeter, 2 wins for Scunthorpe and 2 draws. The biggest win for Scunthorpe was a 3-1 win. The biggest win was a 4-0 win. Last round, of course, over in Scunthorpe was a 2-0 win for Exeter. That was back in March 2021. 2021. Coming into Scunthorpe have actually won one, lost one of the last two. Exeter have come into back-to-back draws, of course. So draw specialists right now. The odds are 50-8 for Scunthorpe, 29-20 is Exeter, and 11-5 is draw. It's quite tight in the odds. I've actually gone with a 2-0 win though for Exeter on the road to take it to the house. Sutton will hopefully play up against Stevenage this coming weekend. Of course, these two sides have never played each other. It'll be the first time. Of course, heading into this, though, Sutton have actually 33% form, just one defeat in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Stevenage come into 6 games without a win, looking in a bit of trouble. Of course, they do come into this on the back of a draw against Swindon. Meanwhile, Sutton come into this on the back of a 3-0 win against Crystal Palace in the under-21s or whatever in the Football League trophy. Prior to that, they did lose to Oldham, of course, in the league. We do have odds of 9-5 for Sutton, 29-20 is your Stevenage, and 21-10 is your draw. Going to go with a draw on this one. Another point in the bag for Sutton. Of course, Stevenage could be in a bit of bother as well. And then finally, we have a zinger chicken dinner at the end. We have Swindon Town up against Port Vale. Of course, played each other 35 times since 1994. 18 wins for Swindon, 8 wins for Port Vale, and 9 draws. The biggest win for Swindon over Port Vale was a 6-0 win. The biggest win the other was a 2-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Swindon was a 3-0 win back in League 2 in January 2020. Swindon coming to this on the back of a 2-1 win over Arsenal's youngsters over in the Football League trophy. Of course, they also drew 1-1 with Stevenage last time around. As for Port Vale, they did lose to Rochdale last time around. Also lost to Bolton 3-2 as well. Both of those getting 3-2 finish going in favour of the opposition. So Port Vale will need a response. However, they did beat the Vegans not too long ago as well. The odds on this one, 7-5 is your Swindon, 21-10 is your Port Vale, and 21-10 is your draw. I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win for Swindon Town. Of course, back in my good books. I think they're going to do okay this season after a shaky summer, of course, which put my belief in them in trouble. Let's take a look, of course, the situation with the Prediction League. If you want to get involved, use the code. It's Cutley/League 2, boys and girls. It's free to enter, so get involved. Be sure to give the video some love. Smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and of course I'm on Patreon as well. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it. Check it all out, boys and girls. It's down below. It's down below. Also, check out the Discord. It's free to enter. Chat with also football fans around the world. But until then, I'll see you soon. Until then, we are done.